Good evening, everyone. Today we'll finish together the last part of the longest journey. So let's start quickly and enjoy listening. The men had spent nearly a year planning. Lena and Ruby would have just weeks. The VC also placed John Miller in Guy's orbit. Only 22, John emanated a quiet maturity. He was the middle child of a largely absent father, both physically and emotionally. John's mother, Eileen, had raised him. He was a sensitive kid who grew into a big youth, ultimately reaching 6'5", with explosive emotions. At the University of British Columbia, he discovered an outlet for his unwieldy inner life. Climbing, skiing, and mountaineering provided a focus for his energy and immense strength. He learned quickly and became just as strong an alpinist as Guy, although he broadcasted his accomplishments even less. Lena endured another restless week before Guy called her back a second time. He apologized, but his team was only a month out from departure and already too far along in their planning, which included 24 food caches, 9 of which would be dropped by helicopter or ski plane, to add additional members. He kept her number just in case. In tears, Lena called Ruby in Montreal. Could they at least do the first of their spring traverses, more than 400 miles from Vancouver to Bella Coola, this year? It seemed improbable. The men had spent nearly a year planning. Lena and Ruby would have just weeks. And Lena's capacity for the complicated logistics of a 3-month expedition was close to nil. Had Ruby said no, the idea might have imploded right there. But Ruby said yes. She spent hours each day on the phone counseling Lena through her depression and anxiety, as Lena organized nearly 24 buckets of food into daily rations and grouped them by traverse section. They also had to pinpoint locations for food drops and find pilots to handle them. Perhaps most important, Ruby needed to obtain a pair of telemark skis made for touring. Though she had some experience in the backcountry, she had never teleskied before. Yet she didn't think twice about undertaking a massive expedition on unfamiliar equipment in perilous terrain, with limited options for getting back to civilization if something went wrong. Neither did it seem to bother her that she'd just broken a rib performing. After all, this was a Roat family adventure. On March 2nd, for weeks after the men left, Lena and Ruby stepped into their skis and began skiing uphill using long strips of synthetic material stuck to the bottom of their skis for traction. They were undaunted by the enormity of the journey before them. Lena's brain didn't roil. She didn't sense the ever-present welling of tears. Heading up into the heights with her sister, she was singing at the top of her lungs.